You wake up in ancient Rome. No phone, no electricity, no privacy, and one mistake could ruin your entire life. This is not the Rome from movies. This is the real empire, loud, dirty, violent, beautiful, and for the next 7 days, you're trapped inside it. Monday before sunrise. The city is already awake. Thousands flood the narrow streets. Merchants scream over each other. Metal hammers echo through alleyways. Smoke rises from bakeries. The smell? Burning wood, sweat, animals, sewage, and somehow, this is the greatest empire on Earth. You live in a crowded apartment called an insula, 6 floors tall, built mostly from wood, one fire, and everyone dies. There's no running water upstairs, so before breakfast, you carry buckets from a public fountain, and if you're poor, you wait in line behind hundreds of others. A soldier passes through the street. Nobody looks him in the eyes because in Rome, power walks openly, and everyone knows it. Tuesday today, you visit the market. At first, it feels alive. Fresh bread, olives, fish from distant seas, silk from lands you've never heard of. Rome controls almost the entire Mediterranean, and the city feeds itself using the wealth of conquered nations. But look closer. The fish rots under the sun. Flies cover the meat. Children steal from distracted merchants. And somewhere nearby, someone is being sold as a slave. Because slavery is everywhere. Teachers, builders, servants, farm workers, even doctors. Millions of people in the empire are owned by someone else. And tomorrow, you could become one of them. Wednesday, the public baths. At first, it feels luxurious. Warm water, marble walls, steam rising into the air, hundreds of Romans relaxing together, talking politics, business, war. But then you realize something strange. The baths are crowded with every social class. Rich senators, workers, former slaves. There's no soap. People scrape dirt from their skin using curved metal blades. The water is reused constantly, and disease spreads fast. Aqueducts carry water for miles. Massive heating systems warm entire buildings underground. And yet, millions still die young. Thursday, you hear cheering from across the city, the Colosseum. Nearly 50,000 people flood inside. Some came for entertainment, others came to forget reality. Animals roar beneath the arena floor, exotic beasts from Africa. Prisoners wait in darkness. Gladiators prepare for combat. Some are volunteers, most are not. The emperor enters. The crowd erupts. For a few hours, Rome stops thinking about hunger, corruption, and fear. Because spectacle controls the masses, bread and games. That's how empires survive. And if the crowd becomes angry, even emperors can fall. Rome has already seen rulers assassinated by their own people, and deep down, everyone knows more chaos is coming. Friday tonight, the city changes. Oil lamps flicker across dark streets. Taverns overflow with noise. Wine spills across wooden tables. Gamblers argue over coins. Musicians play in crowded corners. But Rome after dark is dangerous. There are no streetlights, no police patrols protecting you. Thieves hide in alleyways. Gangs control entire districts. You hear distant footsteps behind you. Faster now, closer. Then suddenly, a wealthy noble passes beside you with armed guards. The attackers vanish instantly, because in Rome, your survival depends on status, not justice. Saturday today, religion controls everything. Temples overflow with offerings. People pray for health, victory, money, rain, safe childbirth. The gods are everywhere: Jupiter, Mars, Venus. Every action feels connected to divine forces. Even military campaigns depend on signs from priests. But beneath the surface, fear spreads through the empire. New beliefs are appearing, secret gatherings, whispers about strange Eastern religions. And one small group, followers of a man called Jesus, is beginning to grow. Almost nobody notices them yet, but centuries later, their religion will outlive Rome itself. Sunday, you leave the city walls at sunrise, and for the first time all week, Rome looks peaceful. Golden light stretches across the countryside. Farmers work distant fields. Stone roads disappear toward the horizon. The noise of the city fades behind you. No screaming merchants, no cheering crowds, no clashing metal, just wind moving through the grass. And suddenly, the empire feels impossibly large. Roads connect continents. Ships cross entire seas carrying Roman goods. Messages travel thousands of miles. Armies guard borders stretching farther than most people can even imagine. To the people living here, Rome is not just a country, it's the center of the world. Children are born believing the empire will last forever. Soldiers fight believing Rome cannot lose. Even emperors build monuments designed to survive eternity. But as you walk farther from the city, you begin noticing cracks. A wounded soldier begging beside the road, farmers struggling to pay impossible taxes, families abandoning villages after years of drought. In the distance, smoke rises from a burned settlement near the frontier. Nobody explains what happened there, and nobody wants to talk about it. Because beyond Rome's borders, entire nations are watching, waiting, learning Roman weaknesses. Inside the capital, politicians promise everything is under control, but corruption spreads through the empire like rot beneath painted walls. Bribes decide laws, generals compete for power, emperors rise and fall with terrifying speed. Some rulers are worshipped like gods, others are murdered before their statues are even finished. And the people, most are too distracted to notice. There's still bread, still games, still victories being celebrated in the streets. But history already knows the truth. The empire is slowing down, cracking apart piece by piece. One day, the legions will fail to stop the invasions. The economy will collapse, entire cities will empty, and the civilization that once ruled the known world will become ruins. Temples will crumble. Aqueducts will dry out. The Colosseum will decay beneath centuries of rain. And future generations will walk through the remains of Rome wondering how something so powerful could possibly disappear. But the strangest part? Nobody living inside the empire realizes they're watching the beginning of the end. Because collapse doesn't feel dramatic when you're living through it. It feels normal, slow, almost invisible. People still wake up, still go to work, still laugh in taverns, still argue in markets, still believe tomorrow will look exactly like today. And if you lived here long enough, you probably wouldn't notice either. Because to the people of ancient Rome, this was just normal life.